So hello friends, welcome back, and in this video we are going to see the problem C of Codeforces round 689 random events. So in this problem it states that he's a Ron is a happy owner of a permutation of length n. So we actually know what's a permutation, right, which has unique elements, and all the elements are from 1 up till the size of the element, size of the array, which is n. So what we need to do is that we need to perform m experiments, and the experiments are of the following type, which is Ri, Pi, which means that we can change, or you can say we can sort the starting from 1 to Ri index. We can sort these pair with a probability of Pi, and if we will not sort, then it is 1 minus Pi, right? And so after doing all the experiments, we need to answer what will be the probability that our final array is sorted completely after doing the m experiments. So let us see the examples to get a better understanding. Suppose if we have m elements in our array and 3 experiments which we need to perform. So the array looks something like this, right? 4, 2, 1, 3 and 5. Let me scroll up. So in first operation, I can change, I can sort elements from index 1 to index 3, which means that I can sort these elements, right? So if I sort these elements, so will this array become sorted? Which means that if I sort 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, so is it sorted? No, it is not. So basically it's of no use to me. The step is waste for me. Okay, now let's do the second step, which is 406 0.6, which means that if by anyhow I sort starting 4 elements, which is this, so what I will get? I will get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now, okay, it is sorted, which means that if I have my answer, then I'm pretty sure that, okay, initially my answer is 0, right? So I am pretty sure that by using this, which means that if I by anyhow use this step, so I can sort it. And what is the probability that I will use this? It is 0.6. So by 0.6 I will use this, and 1 minus 0.6, which I will not use this, which means that it is still not sorted, right? So by this it means that now it means that it is sorted. But now it means that it is not sorted. Now let's move to the next step. Now next step is that I sort starting all elements, which means 5 elements. So what will happen is that I will sort starting 5 elements. So yeah, ultimately it will sort because all elements will be sorted. Now what is the probability? It is 0.3, which means that now what I will check, okay, it's not sorted up till now, then I will multiply by 0.3 because it is not or. I have to do all experiments, and after that I want to know the answer. Okay, what is the final probability that my array is sorted? Because if I am not here, so before this the array is not sorted, its probability is 0.4, which is this. So let's, for better understanding, let's have next example. Let me erase this. So see, for the next example, it is pretty fine. See, you know the fact why I'm multiplying? I am multiplying because it's in order, which means that I have to perform all the experiments and know the final answer, right? So let's check this. So yeah, the first thing which you might know that you might intuit that when I'm ignoring an experiment, I'm ignoring experiment when I'm pretty sure that it will not help in final ordering of my answer, which means that I ignored this step, which means the step right here, because I know that if I change the 3 elements, then it will not become sorted, which means that if my element 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, now if I would have sorted it, so it would become something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that 5 is at its place. Now it is unsorted. So until and unless my step is 4 or more than 4, I will never be able to sort it. So my step should be 4 or more than 4. So it is the reason that I used these steps while I ignored this, because my 3 is less than 4. Understanding the fact? Okay, let's take this example. Here we have 6 elements. So firstly, let's check, okay, what all things I need to ignore, right? So I have 1, 3, 2, 4, 5 and 6. If I anyhow sorted it, so it will become 1, 2, 3. So as I said that if I sorted it, then it would become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I'm pretty sure that, okay, it's at its place, it's at its place, it's at its place. So if by anyhow I have any operation which is 3 or more than 3, then it means that I would be able to solve it, which means that I would be able to sort it. So any operation which is 3 or more than 3, so I will use it in my answer, but except those I will ignore them. So ultimately I will ignore this because it is 2 which is less than 3, so it will never be able to sort my answer. Now let's move from start. So initially my answer is 0, right? Then I checked it, okay, it is 0.9, so I will add it in my answer. And basically you will know that, okay, it is the operation when I am successful, but I am not successful. So unsuccessful, it is what? 0.1 so far. Okay, then next, okay, so in the last step, if I was unsuccessful, now I will try it, which means that for the last step I was unsuccessful, and then I am moving it, which is successful, so 0.3. Now what happened that if I'm unsuccessful here also, so into 0.7. Understanding? Unsuccessful is the first step, which is this. Unsuccessful is the second step, which is this. Now moving on to the next step, which is let me change the color. So moving to the next step, which is this. So now it would be that I had been unsuccessful in the last 2 steps. Now I will be successful, which means 0.1 into 0.7, which is unsuccessful in the last 2 steps, and now I am successful. But it might happen that I would be able to be like I would be unsuccessful at this step also, so it would be 0.3 in my unsuccessful, because from the last 3 I am unsuccessful. Now for the next one, let me write here. So in the last step, which means that from the last 3 steps I am unsuccessful, which means 0.1 into 0.7 into 0.3, but now I am successful, which means 0.5. So ultimately my answer would be nothing but 0.9 plus 0.1 to 0.3, 0.1 this and number, write this. So it would be my answer, right? So what I will do, simply I will simply maintain an unsuccessful, and firstly I will maintain this right here as I showed you, then I will maintain my unsuccessful. So basically it will let me know that from where I need to consider my index. So any element which is less than 3, I will ignore it as I showed you here, and if it is 3 or more than 3, then I will have basically a unsuccessful, which will let me know, okay, now I need to multiply this number by my successful count, which is always what I will iterate on, right? So let me quickly show you the code. It's pretty fine. Okay, let me show you the code. So sorry, so here's the code. See, what is happening is that firstly I input my n and m, right, which means that number of elements and the steps. Then basically what I did here was sorry, so basically what I did here was, first I input my elements right here, then I initialized my index, which means that as I said that I need to have an index, which means the index, valid index. So I initialized it with the maximum value of index. So what will happen, next I have my number, so as to count that, okay, last element would it should be n, and the next one it should be n minus 1, then next n minus 2. So I will check, okay, up till how so far I can go, that I have this my ordering of the elements. So it will let me know that, okay, my ending is how much my ending is sorted. So it will let me know by my index. Then I just have my index to index minus 1, because basically if I end on here, which means that I can simply start from 3 or more than 3. So basically I will end here, but I can simply start from 3 or more than 3. So I decrease my index here. Then it is my, what I said as unsuccessful, it represents this, and answer is my answer. So basically it represents my unsuccessful. Right. So basically here I will have my ID, as I showed you in the question, that first I need to have a ID and I have the value of P. So it will be P and ID, I input it. Then as I said that if and only if my ID is more than my IDX, which I found above, IDX, then only I will operate on my answer, else I will just continue. And if I want to operate, then I will simply multiply my unsuccessful with my P, which is right now, and also update my unsuccessful for the next iteration. And ultimately, yeah, there is one edge case that what if my all the elements are sorted, which means that if I have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, so no matter what all operations you apply, your answer is always sorted, right? So to obtain the sorted array, finally your probability would be nothing but 1. So yeah, it's the edge case that if your array is already sorted, then your probability is always 1. So here I write it here, and here I just wrote it as a fixed position, which means that in C++ you write it as this when you need to include 6 zeros or something like that. So you use fixed and set precision. So yeah, it's all for this video. I hope that you guys got the intuition, proper logic. Although आज का राउंड पता नहीं क्यों बहुत ही blunders हुए, but still so see you guys in the next video. Although I have solved D, but like पता नहीं मेरा क्यों एक केस के लिए सही चल रहा था, नेक्स्ट केस के लिए गलत चल रहा था, which means that if I run my the first case and the next case independently, so it was working fine, but if I run them in the one case, then it was not working fine. I don't know, I could not like check that out why it's happening, but yeah, like I would be probably posting D as well, and hopefully E. So yeah, see you in the next video. Until then, be happy and keep coding. Bye.